All right, it needs to be done. TNA's got another pay-per-view. This time it's Lockdown. Kermit voice. Yay!
Yay! Spaghetti arms. Yay!
Dusty Rhodes, Kermit.
Yeah.
Wow, that was messed up.
I'm sorry, my chin started jiggling and I couldn't control it. It was just all over the place. I slapped my face in my mouth and I don't know what was going on. Let's talk some TNA.
Dusty transitions over from the knockouts. He's too powerful to stay on one segment.
Dusty's not leaving. He's got his jungle fever going, baby.
Well, let's start off just, I don't know, throw a random one out here. Matt Morgan versus Crimson. I don't know who's going to win this. It kind of depends on where they want to go. If they want this feud to be worth anything, then Matt Morgan needs to win it. And if they really don't give a shit, then what the hell, just have Crimson win it and keep the undefeated thing going on. You might as well, right? Anybody planning on watching this?
Crimson got some style. He's got some class. He's like Ric Flair. He's styling and profiling. You know what I mean, baby?
What the American Dream sees here in this match, baby, is he sees blue versus red. And when it's blue versus red, you're only going to get purple. So what's going to happen with this match, baby, is black and blue bruises. It's going to be a slobber knocker like good old JR says. And the winner of the match is going to be my crazy son, Black Rain.
So who's planning on watching it? It's just going to be me suffering and possibly Burhan, like as usual, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not watching this shit. Fuck that.
No, if I have time, I'll give it a watch, or I'll try and watch it. So, yeah.
Any predictions you
got? For the Crimson Morgan match, I definitely think they're going to keep Crimson undefeated since, they seem to be investing a lot in that, so I'll just go with him winning for this particular match.
Mike?
I say I'll give it to Crimson, baby, because he's got the stuff, baby. He's like Bill Goldberg. He's got that streak, baby.
Any predictions, Dusty?
Well, the American Dream said it's like blue versus red, and like I said before many times, it's when blue and red meet, you get purple. And when you get purple, you get my crazy song, Gold Dust or Black Rain. So I'm going to go with Black Rain. Black Rain's going to interfere. He's going to come in, he's going to pin the red and blue guys, and gold and black will win the night.
This is much more entertaining than what the Lockdown pay-per-view is going to be. Then we've got the Knockouts Championship. Gail Kim going to defeat Velvet Sky, as far as I'm concerned. I have no clue what the storyline going into this is, because I don't watch Impact, but I don't think it really matters. I think Gail Kim's keeping it until they figure out somebody else that they want to push. And who knows? Who cares? Any predictions, anybody?
Well, the American Dream, looking at this match, he sees two beautiful women, an Asian and the chicks that bang the Hurricane. Now, when I look at this match, to me, there's not enough flavor. The American Dream likes flavor. So when he says flavor, the Dusty Dreams, the American Dreams, whatever the hell my name is, I would have booked Sapphire to make a run-in and do the Implant Buster on to Gail Kim and then pin Velvet Sky, thus accomplishing nothing and setting back women even further in the industry. So my winner and my prediction is going to be Sapphire, that lovely lady. Ooh, look at those boobies jiggle when she runs down the ramp.
Hey, she never ran.
When she waddles down the ramp, she waddles like the American Dream and yells like the Iron Sheik, baby. Oh, yeah. I think I just went into Macho
Especially
Man
in bed,
Savage.
baby. Especially in bed.
In the bed. My little pudding.
Braden, any predictions?
Gail Kim will retain in basically probably a meaningless, poorly built up title match.
Mike?
Velvet Sky, and she gets her tits up.
Be one of the high spots.
Yep.
Maybe it'll get her more votes in the tournament, too.
She'll be like, rip it off and it'll say, vote for me on smarkoutmoment.com.
I'll send her a muffin basket.
You send them one in a muffin basket. You'll be like Tony in there. He climbs out the basket.
Then we got a television championship. Robbie E tries to get his title back from Devon, who, frankly, not sure why he has the title in the first place, but I'm hoping Robbie E wins this. I think Devon will.
Well, let's take the American Dream to the breakdown on this match, baby. So what's going to happen is you've got the Reverend versus Zack Ryder. And when Zack Ryder goes out there and he does his... Oh, hold on a second. This is Robbie E. Well, Robbie E is going to go out there and get his ass pummeled by a black guy on national pay-per-view. And the Reverend's going to testify, baby, and become... Is he the television champion? Dustin doesn't watch this shit. He doesn't give a shit.
He didn't actually watch when he was working there either, I bet.
No. I was back there with Sapphire, and we were in the broom closet making some noise, baby. It was distracting. It was distracting to the wrestlers in the ring. That's why the product sucks, because I heard Dusty get wearing those pudding waves. So when it comes to this match, and like the words I used out in the broom closet, when it comes to this wrestling match, I'm going to go with the testify Reverend Robbie E. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's get a bicycle on right away.
Braden?
Yeah, Devon's retaining the title.
Mike?
I can't even breathe. Yeah, Devon.
All right, we have tag team championship. Samoa Joe and Magnus against an actual tag team, Motor City Machine Guns. I don't think Motor City Machine Guns are going to win this. I hope that they will. But I can kind of see this being one of those matches where Magnus and Joe retain, but Motor City Machine Guns almost beat them, so they get a rematch anyway, and maybe they defeat them after that, kind of a deal. I'm not really expecting them to win. If they do win, I certainly won't be disappointed or necessarily surprised, but I guess we'll just have to see.
Now it's time for the American Dreams input, isn't it, baby? So we're going to look at this match. And the reason I'm going to go with this winner, it's going to be Samoa Joe, because we in the industry have what's called soft tits. We don't have them hard tits like everybody else. Ours jiggle when we run. They jiggle when we elbow drop. They jiggle when we breathe. So I'm going to go with Samoa Joe retaining over these two lads that we could eat for breakfast.
Mike?
What? I don't even know anymore. What match are we on again?
Soft tits versus the children from Motor City.
I'm just saying Joe Magnus. Fuck it.
And Braden?
I'll go out on a limb and say that Joe and Magnus were nothing more than transitional champions and that the Guns will actually win the titles. We can all hope.
Definitely.
Glad to see him back.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
It is.
How long's it been? A year, maybe?
Yep.
Whew.
One of them
Saban's
got
going to jump off
injured.
the cage and injure himself again.
Yeah, one of them got injured, and then Saban was working singles. Then Saban got injured, and then Shelley was working singles.
Ugh.
True story.
And we have one of the quote-unquote main events of the night, Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle. And no, they're not being locked down in a prison cell. These two are just having a generic match. I'm kind of thinking Hardy goes with the win here. But I don't know. Maybe because Kurt Angle failed the Olympic trials or whatever it was. I don't remember that. He had to pull out of that. Maybe since they're doing that, they're going to feel bad and give him the win instead. I don't know. But
Fucker was high.
So I'm actually expecting this to be a kind of decent match. Possibly the match of the night. I can see that happening. So I'm looking forward to it, but if it's not that great, don't be surprised if I say it's not that great instead of just being like, oh my god, Jeff Hardy jumped off the cage and, you know,
oh
it's
my
the best
god,
match
he
of the
came
year.
intoxicated and it fell on the floor and then Angle had to pin him stiffly and then he was suspended and told to go to rehab and he didn't. Oh, wait, that was Sting. The thing is, I'm not expecting much from this match. It's just going to be Angle versus Hardy. If they had like a so like a ton of coke on the floor, then possibly would actually have a good match. You know, would have Angle and Hardy beating the shit out of each other, seeing who could sniff up coke first. What do you say, Dusty?
Well, the American Dream knows these two very well. We've parted several times. They don't like to participate in my sapphire parties, but they most definitely like to sniff the coke. So, what I had called Dixie about this match, I proposed they did it in a padded room with a counselor in the middle. And they would have 2 chairs, but they wouldn't hit each other with the chairs. They would just talk, and they would talk, and they would talk. And then Dusty Rhodes said, you know what, this bald fucker's gonna win. Because he's an Olympic gold medalist. And quite frankly, they weren't chocolate when Dusty tried to bite down on them. They were real medals, my friend. So when it comes down to this match, Dusty's not going to be watching because he could give 2 shits.
This is probably the point of the night where you're actually going to be taking a shit, right?
Bingo. Bingo bango.
Braden?
Should be pretty good. I see Jeff getting the win. I think Kurt won at the last pay-per-view, so this will be like, the face kind of gets his retribution sort of match. Hopefully it's good.
And then we've got, I guess you could call it the B main event. That's Lethal Lockdown. Team Eric Bischoff, including Gunner, Bully Ray, Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian, against Team Garrett Bischoff, including AJ Styles, Austin Aries, Mr. Anderson, and Rob Van Dam. Disappointed that Austin Aries doesn't just have a match on his own, because of course that would be the match of the night. I mean,
So sooner or later, Bischoff's going to get fired.
shame it can't be both.
Exactly.
I'll go with the lesser of two evils and pray that Team Eric wins because I'm sick of seeing Garrett. Even
Team
hearing
Eric.
that he's on television, it's just like nepotism. Go away.
Well, remember, he's
Please.
apparently the future of the wrestling industry.
Yeah, with those winning
no.
sideburns, Braden. He's got some
Ugh.
winning ass sideburns. He's gonna be the future. He looks like Cody Deaner.
Did somebody say Cody? Where the hell is Cody? I heard Cody was brought into this conversation. Are you talking about Cody versus Garrett? Cody would whoop his ass with a bicycle like he was going after a steer and a queer and a Texas motherfucker. That's what Dusty Rhodes is saying. Don't you dare tell him that the Garrett Bischoff is better than Cody Rhodes. My son will whoop our ass. Let's go Team Eric.
Yeah. I hope, and I'm predicting that Team Eric wins only because of my disdain for Eric's son.
I'm kind of worried that Team Garrett's winning this.
Totally justifiable, and they probably will, but I'm going with the lesser of two
Nothing
evils.
with the Bischoffs is justifiable. Nothing. Anything that has a Bischoff in the segment needs to be fucking. It's like if I went to hell right now, that segment would be playing over and over and over again. I'll be watching Garrett Bischoff matches in hell. Seriously, I'll be sitting there like trying to bludgeon my eyes, but then they would like grow back, and I'll be watching Garrett Bischoff still. It's worse than getting done up the arse by a tranny. I'm telling you.
See, I can see the outcome of this match being that Team Garrett wins, excuse me, and this writes Eric Bischoff off TV, where he doesn't necessarily have to be a character anymore on TNA programming. He could just work behind the scenes and bitch about people bitching to him on Twitter, where he could call everybody marks and then say that we're only 10% of the market.
10%ers.
Yeah, so, I mean, he'll just...
And then say a fuck comment about Jeremy Borash.
Yeah.
Where did that whole thing start with him calling the IWC 10%ers anyway? Does anybody know where that started?
I think he just kind of said it one day.
Bischoff's ass after he had sex with some gay guy. Sorry to the gays. I didn't mean to piss you guys off for that comment.
It's not an anti-gay thing. It's an anti-Bischoff thing.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm really,
They should be offended that you
that they had
threw-
sex with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah,
they
that's
should do better.
But nah, he was just talking out of his ass, like usually. But I'm kind of expecting that to happen, and them using that as kind of the catalyst to push Garrett quite far. I just kind of see it happening.
Future world champion? Oh, or hopefully not.
Do you know what pisses me off? You have someone like Doug Williams. Doug motherfucking Williams, right? taken off of TV, and you push that thing. Garett.
He's still on their
Bischoff.
roster? I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Goes to show how much they've used him.
He's in the UK at the moment working FWA shows. And this boggles my fucking mind. Did anyone watch Doug Williams' TV title reign?
Yeah, it was good.
Excuse me.
Or the X Division title reign, not TV title. I'm thinking of the
No,
X
he was
Division.
good with both reigns. He was great with the X Division title, and the TV title was brilliant. He beat AJ Styles for it. Was supposed to drop the belt back to Styles, and then ended up dropping it to Abyss, who did fuck all with it, who then ended up giving it to fucking Gunner.
Speaking of Styles, there's a person who puts up with a lot of crap.
Tell me about it. That guy has more fucking crap than a fucking Shiza porn film.
I mean, wasn't it in like 2009? He was like having this huge world title reign, then all of a sudden he can barely win a TV title like a few months after that. It's like, what the fuck? What happened here? Oh well.
Team Eric.
But yeah, Garrett gets strong Superman push, right?
hmm One of those kind of things where they sort of use him instead of what they should be using AJ Styles for. They'll keep Austin Aries in the X Division kind of range, and maybe keep Garrett around the upper mid card, or I don't know. Ugh.
Garrett
New
as
face
an
of
upper mid
TNA.
carder. Garett Bischoff, right? He's not even. He can't even wrestle Jesse Neal. That's how shit Garett Bischoff is.
I was aware that he's not really a trained wrestler. At least that's the impression I got from him from seeing him. He's
Garett
awful.
Bischoff.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's an
Neither is
untrained
Jesse
wrestler.
Neal. Jesse Neal had a stint at the Dudley Boys school. We all know how that went. So I'm sorry, but the fact is, keeping this little shithead on the roster because he's freaking Bischoff's son is fucking inane. You know what? Big Papa Pump went on Twitter. Scott Steiner went on Twitter talking shit about the company, and he's absolutely fucking right. You've got these two on the fucking booking committee, and all they do is put themselves over. So now we're going to watch a pay-per-view with Bischoff and Hogan making themselves the center of fucking attention. Like they're needy little fucking school children or something. Seriously. My kids probably know how to book a TNA show better than Eric Bischoff. Just because you did something good at WCW doesn't fucking mean you can repeat it. You're not the genius you think you are, Eric. And by the way, stop bashing Obama, you fucking prick.
One good angle. The
Exactly.
NWO, which was what he took it from like a Japan storyline or something like that anyway, or he copied the idea. Yeah. And one good year doesn't equate to, your whole career there, Eric.
At least, look, Vince Russo,
I beat
from Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo had 3 good ideas, right? Think about it. He had 3 good ideas when filtered through McMahon. Eric Bischoff's best days was when he was in the WWE, and who was actually guiding him? Vince McMahon. The creative team were putting him into angles, and they were the best angles ever. Why, Eric? Not because you're an entertaining little fuck. Actually, because people were booking it for you, because you're a little prick. And I'll tell you again, you can come on Twitter, you can insult me, you can call my mum names, I don't give a shit, I don't talk to her anyway. The thing is, Eric, no one likes you. No one likes you, and you know what, you can call us 10%ers, but you're part of the 1% elitist little shits who sit there and mock everybody else because you don't get your fucking paycheck. I bet you don't even pay yourself a salary. I bet you get fucking share dividends, don't you little fuck?
Did he actually insult your mom?
No, he insulted me, but
Oh, I was gonna say.
Well, I don't
What,
care.
what did he just refer to you as a 10%er there, Mike?
Yeah, no, he was sitting there saying that I was ignorant. You don't know fucking shit. And you know what? He sits there insulting Obama, for God's sake, yeah? He insults Obama. Now, I'm not sitting on the Obama bandwagon, and I hate to make the show about politics, but the fact is...
You mean that you're not going to pull a Hulk Hogan here?
Exactly.
Brother.
I'll do my Hogan voice. Let me tell you something, brother. With Obama, at least he's doing something. He's trying to make the country work. What? And he's sitting there going, "Oh, George Bush was great. George Bush was a fucking crackhead." Fuck's sake, Eric. You call yourself fucking intelligent. You're not.
Mike,
You
but remember, controversy creates cash.
You know what? Bollocks
Yeah.
creates cash. Eric Bischoff was a lucky little fuck who got picked out in the AWA to do commentary. Why? Because they were lacking people. And then the AWA shut down. Then he went to WCW and asked Turner to give him a shitload of money. If Tony Mango had a shitload of money, don't you think he could book his own wrestling promotion? Fuck you, Bischoff.
I don't disagree with that.
Amen.
Well, that leads us to the main event. World Heavyweight Championship, Bobby Roode against James Storm. No excuses this time for Bobby Roode to just kind of squeak by and retain through disqualification or count out or anything else that necessarily shouldn't really happen on a main event of a pay-per-view, but it's TNA, so, you know. I'm hesitant to pick one way or the other, but if I have to pick, I'm going to go with James Storm.
Well,
I want it to be James Storm.
Well, it makes sense for the story to play out that way. I mean, Roode basically stole the title from him. It was slow build to finally them competing in a cage match. They saved it for this event. You know, that's how the story should end. You know, James regaining the title. Yeah, I definitely think he's going to win the title back.
Isn't it even in the South or something? It's in like Nashville or something?
Yes.
So that gives him more of an excuse for him to get a big pop, and it prolongs the feud. They could have a rematch at the next pay-per-view if he kind of does it like the rematch clause kind of thing. Although this is TNA, so more than likely what they'll do is they'll probably just put Bobby Roode in a tag team and put him in a tag title hunt and randomly push P.D. Williams to the top or something. Which, like P.D. Williams, but they'll bring somebody
push
in.
Anybody apart from Garrett Bischoff to the top. I would. You know what's going to happen? Garrett Bischoff gets inserted into this main event, and it's going to be Garrett Bischoff versus fucking James Storm versus Doink the fucking Clown versus Robert Roode in a 4-man death match with fucking light poles and fucking panties on a pole match, so they can win. And guess who'll win? Garrett. Then we'll have a new TNA World Champion.
Then I officially tape a cornet face to my face and I say, fuck this company. Officially.
Garrett is going to put the belt on the fucking ring, drop his pants, and then shit on it.
Very curious. You're calling this a death match and there's panties on a pole?
Yep. It's Bischoff booking.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll send the smelly panties.
Let's see what Dusty has to say about this.
Well, the American Dream has been sitting back in the corner and listened very quietly. And he understands that you guys may or may not hate Eric Bischoff. I couldn't tell. Dusty has hit his head one too many times. But when it comes to the main event, 2 of TNA's rookies that were there when I was there, and I don't remember the names because they weren't, Hulk Hogan or Eric Bischoff. So these 2 are going to square up. These alcoholics, well, the pretend alcoholics are going to square up. And they're going to go 1 face, 2 face, 3 face. And if you've seen my reactions right now, I'm swinging my fist when I say face. So when we're going at it, they're going at it. It's going to be great. There's going to be bicycles flying. There's going to be Mean Gene Okerlund trying to spear somebody. And there's going to be Sapphire over in the corner, that lovely baby, that little precious jewel. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care.
It's going to be brow loving all night, baby.
That's going to be, I am on my pudding sofa right by this time, and I am riding the ripples into the great of the night, and I am singing the American Dream theme as I am riding Sapphire all night long. Oh, American Sapphire.
Baby.
Smack those titties around.
I suck on them like they're cowards, baby. Good.
Well, I don't think that we can beat this for the TNA stuff, so make sure you check out the results, the review, the live coverage, and everything like that going on with this on smarkoutmoment.com itself. And that about does it.
Follow Dustin Roode on Twitter.
Actually, one other thing, that doesn't just do it.
Oh, shit.
If you are tired of bad booking, you want to watch a show where basically wrestling fans rebook bad storylines,
which is TNA.
www.youtube.com/The Nerd Genius. Episode 1's up at the moment where I rebook Survivor Series 2011, The Rock and Cena versus The Awesome Truth. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from it. You know, a lot of people saying it's a great rebook. Braden's watched it. The Ace Man at the bottom there's watched it, or Dusty, whatever he wants to call himself at the moment.
Right now, I'm Dusty Rhodes, and
There you
Dusty
go.
Rhodes loved it.
And episode 2 is going to be Tony Mango booking. Okay, he didn't say anything. The Core
I
versus
didn't know that was my
Nexus.
cue.
That was your cue and you missed it.
You
The Core
mocked.
versus Nexus. So tell us a bit about that, Tony.
Essentially, I did not like the idea of CM Punk controlling the Nexus and doing all that kind of stuff, and the core was pretty pointless. So, little hint of what's coming. You're gonna see Wade Barrett as the head of the Nexus and David Otunga with an entourage. So, we'll see what we can do with that a couple weeks from now, I guess.
Yep. That's coming in, well, now about 2 weeks. So Tony's going to get his thinking cap on there, and it's going to be a blast of a show. And if anybody out there on YouTube land actually wants to book a show, I've got 8 slots left. 8 slots left for someone to actually do a rebook. Now, I'm not looking at myself filling all those slots, so anybody out there wants to rebook, just send me an email at michaelburhan@nerdgenius.com. It's michaelburhan@nerdgenious.com. Leave a comment on my YouTube channel, or even leave a comment here, and I'll get back to you.
Any other plugs we got?
Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and just keep posted because big things are coming for the Dace Man. I should probably said my name.
And he's also hosting episode 3, so if you want more of this, it's coming.
He might be booking Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes versus the Four Horsemen, where Dusty wins and doesn't get his arm fucking broken.
You got anything coming up, Braden?
To be honest, no, not really. Not at the moment, which isn't really all that good, but laziness.
Well, for those that want to check out his previous videos and double check to see if anything does pop out, it's youtube.com/spoodbeast. SPOODBEEST. And then that is it when it comes to episode 24. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we're being counted out. See you next time.
I'm just a common man, riding my chocolate pudding. I'm just a common man, I don't make any sense. Hey, this is the American outro. Jiggle, jiggle, stomach man. Mine and hers, is that's the plan. Soft hits everybody knows. Dusty Rhodes, sons of Cody Rhodes. Hey, he's the American outro. That's right, baby. Now I'm gonna go fuck some Sapphire.